Okay, this is actually confusing as fuck for me, so let's just kind of get through this and figure it out. Okay, so this is out of a recent run that I did. I almost got the run. I was literally just a couple of hits from, well, the win, and I fucked it up. Anyway, um, Stagger Loop, Ape. Uh, a short, but I'm gonna try to detail it, and I'll explain why I chose this one instead of just making another video about it uh, when we get there. But something happened during here that is very good to know. Now, this is also the sword-only way of doing this. Typically, you would run in, use a jump, mortal draw, and then you stagger loop is on. That's the easiest, fastest, easiest way of doing it, and it's hard to fuck it up. It is possible to fuck it up because sometimes you get just the perfect hit and the ape acts differently because of that, and you stagger him too soon and blah blah blah. There's shit that can happen. It's rare. I think it's happened to me twice in like 3 years, 2.5, 3 years of running no hit in Sekiro. So anyway, stagger loop. Like I said, this is sword only. You want to use charged attacks / thrust attacks to do this. He will stagger in 5 charge attacks unless something happens, and I'll showcase that. It does not happen in this run, but I will stop and I will show it. This is confusing to me because I see my mouse on both screens right now. So I'm going to use my mouse and I'm going to slow down and blah, blah, blah and stuff like that. So, Guardian Ape, stagger loop. Okay, here we go. I muted it so that my talking in game is not going to whatever. So like I said in the other video, this tree right here, like, you can sit back here, you can buff, you can go take a piss, you can go to grandma's house and visit her and have lunch and do whatever the fuck. You can come back 3 days later and Ape will still be over there just sitting. As soon as you pass that imaginary line of that tree, then the fight starts. So, just one thing to be aware of. Okay. So, like I said, this is sword only. I pass that line, Ape aggros. Watch, I just run up there and do that. Because if I walk up, if I run up and try to get a thrust attack in at that moment, he has attacks and you cannot react in time. Some very fast attacks, and then you're just fucked. So run in, do not hit him, and just start running away and see what he does. Okay, this one, 1, 2. He can stop right there, or he can continue like he's going here. 4. Now, with sword only as well, learn the fight. Because you need to learn when you can punish and when you can't punish. And on that one, we'll go back. When he does the swipe, you notice how I run to the left-hand side, or where his right-hand side is, but on our left-hand side, and then I do a charged attack. It hits him. Now, the bad thing about using charged attacks on Ape is that he's got a really weird body. It's kind of similar to like Malekith and Elden Ring in that if you use something with a small hitbox like that, you're probably going to miss him. So you really need to aim and know how to hit. Like I said, learn this fight before, just learn the fight. Okay, I'm going to slow it down here because I want to show, because he does this really quick, actually. Okay. This attack. If you do, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's safe. If that right there would have been the 5th charged attack, he would not have staggered and he would have reset his posture and you start at 0. And then you have to do 5 more. But because that was not the 5th one, I think that was the 3rd one, I'm fine. And then that's the 4th one. And then I try, but I miss. But because I missed, now I have to deflect. I could do a whole long-ass video on ways you can punish this guy. Like, there's so many punish opportunities. There's so many windows. There are so many things that you can do. This fight is actually really complex. And there's different ways of punishing and different ways of running, and like if you run this certain direction like I did there, it's perfectly safe. And you notice that, we'll watch that again, I guess. I think right here. Yeah, it's a little bit early, but whatever. There's the first one, There's the second one. And my third one misses. I decided to chance it. Okay, deflect, deflect. Now you see I'm running to the side. Not straight forward, but I'm running to the side a little ways. After the first 2 deflects, you can do that. Then there's 5. Once you get the 5th one, you stagger him. Okay, we'll do that again. Okay, the 5th charge attack, boom, and he is staggered. Do another charge attack, boom. Now he's in the stagger loop. Now I like to walk around, do 2 more hits just for giggles. I like to walk around to his head. His head will take extra posture and vitality damage, rather than, you know, hitting him in the arm or the body or the leg or the ass or whatever. If you hit him in the head, he takes extra damage. And that's why you'll see speedrunners aiming for the head. And even when he's in the headless phase 2, he still has a headshot hitbox. But, so when I get him into the stagger loop, I will sit around the front and I will fucking dead angle every which fucking way till Sunday comes. That's just how I do it. It's riskier to do it that way, don't get me wrong, but it's way faster than a lot of people will stay next to one of his arms because it's pretty much a guaranteed hit. Some people will stay next to his ass because it's a 98% guaranteed hit. You can still miss, but it can happen. Okay, so like I said, we'll go back again just for a recap. Okay, get that last thrust attack in, he staggers. Get the next thrust attack in, thrust attack, thrust attack. 1, 2. Okay, now I walk around here and notice I lock off. Okay, so you saw his left paw. As soon as his left paw, and this is the other reason why I like to hang around the front as well, it's easier to see. As soon as his left paw there hits the ground, you see I'm queuing up an attack right now. As soon as that paw, you see it start to move, hit the button. And then bam, 2, 3, 4. Now watch the stagger animations as well. 5, wait till he comes down. 6, 7. And I think here's where I fucked it up. I walk. Now my sword misses and he gets an attack, but I still hit him. 2, 3. He does a big stagger right there. 4, 5. If I had hit him one more time there, that would have reset the entire stagger loop and I'd have to start over from scratch. So learn too, he has 3 different stagger animations. And if you are late on one of those attacks there, he will go into the I call it the fast stagger, but it's basically just the exact same thing. So we'll watch again. I miss, but I hit him. 2. That was his first stagger, and then he does the big one. And I recognize it because I've seen it a million fucking times. And then he places his paw. 2, 3, and we're back into it normally. 5, big stagger. 6, 7. And again, this is UDB, AP1, no Kuro's Charm plus Demon Bell. His paw hits the ground. 3, 4, 5. He does a big stagger. That's what typically happens. But again, learn the staggers. I walk over here, watch for the paw. He sets the paw down. Boom. I don't always get headshots, but when I do, they matter. 5, 6, 7. Watch for the paw. He places it. I hit the button. 3, 4, 5. Wait till he comes down. 6, 7. Wait for the paw. Down. Attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The big stagger. 6, 7. I wish that bar would go away. He moves his paw. I hit the attack button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, like I said, this works. This is the stagger loop that pretty much everybody uses. This stagger loop only works in new game cycles. In the first new game cycle. New Game Plus, it changes because his posture bar changes to something else, or his stagger bar, whatever the hell you want to call it. But let's see what else to cover. And regardless, like you see, this is, like I said, this is AP1, no Kuro's Charm and Demon Bell, the lowest amount of damage that you can do. This is it. The stagger loop will always stay the same, whether you're doing a leveled run or an ultra debuff run, which is what UDB stands for. It's always going to be like that. 1, 2, 3. Like you can tell, I'm aiming for headshots as much as possible because it'll build up the bar a lot faster. 6, 7. Watch for his left paw. He places it. I attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't get greedy either. Do not get greedy. If you miss, you miss. Just play safe. And that's the stagger loop. I mean, that's about as much information as there is to it. It is pretty tightly timed. But again, it's just pay attention, learn it, fail it 100 times, and learn what you did wrong. Because more than likely, if you fail it, you did something wrong. So, yeah. That is the stagger loop. Again, any questions, just holler. It is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but at the same time, it is kind of tricky. It's just, you just got to do it a million times, and then once you get it, you get it. And don't get me wrong, I still fuck it up 2.5, 3 years into knowing it. So, if you have any questions, post them down below. Any video ideas, explanations, hints, tips, whatevers, just let me know. Hopefully I explained this well. If not, my bad. There's probably other videos out there that explain it way better than I do. But yeah, have a good one. Bye.